Welcome, guys. Welcome.
What you waiting for? Meet your maker. What you waiting for? Meet your maker. Watch as the bones turn to dust. Someone you like, ain't your God. What you waiting for? Meet your maker. What you waiting for? Meet your maker. Fly in the sky, rains on the dock. Fly in the sky, rains on the demons. Watch as you grow. Wait till you wake. Watch as you grow. Wait till you wake. What you waiting for? Meet your maker. What you waiting for? Meet your maker. Lie in the sky, rains on the dock. Lie in the sky, rains on the demons. Watch as you grow. Wait till you wake. Watch as you grow. Wait till you wake. What you waiting for? Meet your maker. What you waiting for? Meet your maker.
You can't get in shape because you don't have an hour to go do cardio every day. Well, nobody has time for that. I don't do an hour of cardio. I have never done an hour of cardio in the past 5-10 years.
think you're pretty, not on the inside. You think you're pretty, not on the inside. You think you're better, you probably are. You think you're better, you probably are. I will be the demon slayer, I will slay the slayers. I will be the demon slayer, I will slay the slayers. If she doesn't drink me dry, I'll stay behind while she lies. If she doesn't drink me dry, I'll stay behind while she lies. Get on the head, get on the head, get on the head. Burn it! Get on the head, get on the head, get on the head. Burn it! Get on the head, get on the head, get on the head. Burn it! Get on the head, get on the head, get on the head. Burn it! You think you're hot? You totally not. You think you're hot? You totally not. You're so conceited. Yes, you are. You're so conceited. Yes, you are. I will be the demon slayer. I will slay the slayers. I will be the demon slayer. I will slay the slayers. If she doesn't drink me dry, I'll be behind while she lies. If she doesn't drink me dry, I'll be behind while she lies. Get on the head, get on the head, get on the head. Burn it! Get on the head, get on the head, get on the head. Burn it! Get on the head, get on the head, get on the head. Burn it! Get on the head, get on the head, get on the head. Burn it! You think you're pretty, not on the inside. You think you're pretty, not on the inside. You think you're better, you probably are. You think you're better, you probably are. I will be the demon slayer, I will slay the slayers. I will be the demon slayer, I will slay the slayers. If she doesn't drink me dry, I'll be behind while she lies. If she doesn't drink me dry, I'll be behind while she lies. Get on the head, get on the head, get on the head. Burn it! Get on the head, get on the head, get on the head. Burn it! Get on the head, get on the head, get on the head. Burn it! Get on the head, get on the head, get on the head. Burn it! Death Starters United! Death Starters United! Great gods! Great gods! Evil news are taking over! Evil news are taking over! Will you fight? Will you fight? You must choose a side. You must choose a side. Will you be their slaves? Will you be their slaves? Slaves! Line! 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 Release me! Release me! Release me! Release! Go! 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 We are 70 years. We are 70 years. It's no food, it's no water. It's y'all do, yeah, holler. So what? Like one here, like one here, like one here. What is it? Lord have mercy on the wretched house. Lord have mercy on the wretched house. Please excuse me, can't think for themselves. Please excuse me, can't think for themselves. We are 70 years. We are 70 years. No food, no water. What y'all do? Y'all love. Lord have mercy on the wretched house. Lord have mercy on the wretched house. Please excuse me, can't think for themselves. Please excuse me, can't think for themselves. So what? Like one here, like one here, like one here. What do you do? Lord have mercy on the wretched house. Lord have mercy on the wretched house. Please excuse me, can't think for themselves. Please excuse me, can't think for themselves. We are 70 years. We are 70 years. No food, no water. It's y'all do, y'all holler. Lord have mercy on the wretched house. Lord have mercy on the wretched house. Please excuse me, can't think for themselves. Please excuse me, can't think for themselves. Why good for. Over. Good for. Why did Homeland Security write 2 billion bullets? What are they preparing for? What are they preparing for? Why aren't we ready? While the war goes on now, over. Good for. Over. Good for. Why am I the only one looking? Why am I the only one talking? Why am I the only one standing? While the war goes on, yeah. Over. Good for. Over. Good for. Why am I the only one looking? Why am I the only one standing? Why am I the only one talking? Good for. Good for. They've been planning this for years. Damn. Inside your mind. Don't let them in space inside your mind. Don't let them in space inside your mind. Don't let them in space inside your mind. Why we fight you? 'Cause you wanna control us. 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 Struggle. My prayers. Don't let them in space inside your mind. Don't let them
Welcome, guys. Welcome to the Lady Lacey Show. I'm getting more mom-like every day. Okay, so what's going on, you guys? Hope you've been behaving yourself. Maybe not. Maybe proud of that too. There's no one in here, but maybe I'll watch this at a later stream. So I don't really have anything picked out today. I'm just gonna play something old. Oldies but goodies. Oldies but goodies. All right, let's get rid of these. I have been eating 3 eggs a day. You can tell. You can totally tell. All right. Let's go to YouTube.
What you waiting for?
We don't have to. Channel. No, I don't want to watch myself. Sorry. Channel. I was seeing some good stuff earlier. Five months ago, people. 5 months.
There are some in complete denial that COVID-19 is a threat. A Delta Yoga Studio director is not only denying the virus is a risk, he's harassing those on the front lines. And as Neetu Garcha shows us, BC's Solicitor General is now threatening action.
Cover your cough, separate yourself.
Matt Parhar is at a drive-through testing center.
Man, they're like freaking out. Keep windows rolled up. There's a sign over there that said keep windows rolled up.
When he shouldn't be.
What a joke.
The COVID-19 denier and flat earth believer posted this YouTube video Thursday at the site in Burnaby. He said he didn't know he needed a referral.
It's just sad how people are just self-isolating themselves, just perpetrating that fear.
This comes 2 weeks after Parhar's yoga studio in Delta was shut down after he misled members in claiming hot yoga fights the novel coronavirus. He claims the studio's license was suspended because of a miscommunication with a bylaw officer, and he wasn't clear about the new guidelines. Still, he continued breaking physical distancing rules according to this video, streamed live on Sunday of a meetup with children and adults.
So I'm glad I had it. One meetup at my yoga studio before I closed. So we didn't get any harassment. We didn't practice social distancing because CRAPID-19 is a complete hoax.
Then there's this one.
Just trying to see where I should go. Cardiac, where's respiratory?
Parhar is seen walking through Royal Columbian Hospital over the weekend. He says he was investigating whether the pandemic is real.
Look at this.
In a lengthy phone call with Global News, Parhar cited his freedoms under the Canadian Charter to not believe everything he's told. Here's what BC Solicitor General has to say.
There is a small minority, a very small minority, like this idiot, who are doing what they're doing.
Not essential. Don't cough all over me.
Farnworth says Parhar's actions have been reported to and will be investigated by police, and charges could be laid.
He's calling on the police to investigate. I say bring it on. I say tell the police to go investigate where this pandemic is.
There is no place for this kind of activity by, to put it bluntly, a narcissistic, self-centered idiot.
We don't like you
And that's
either.
what this individual is.
Neetu Garcha, Global News.
Mac is the coolest. Oh my gosh. That dude wishes he could be as cool as Mac. He's like, I bet he goes tonight. How could I be as cool as Mac? How can I be as cool? You can't be, because you're a loser. You're a loser. You can't be as cool as Mac. Just call him names because you are a baby. Baby Canadian, whatever you are. want that. No more. No! I don't want it. Okay, we're just gonna go to my channel. Play. I remember this one. This is a good one. That beat is like. I can learn a lot from that guy. Good times, good times. Why do you have to tear up everything, kitty cat? Oh.
This is Wednesday. Happy Halloween from Lady Lacey.
Cutie Matody.
Hey guys.
Welcome to the Lady Lacey Show. I got my first flat earth friend,
Yes.
Wayne.
Fat.
He's all worried about looking fat, but you know.
The camera adds like 10 pounds, right?
We're 35
At least 10
now.
pounds.
Oh, you're older than
I'm old. Flat Earth.
So how'd you come to Flat Earth?
YouTube.
Yay! Who's your guy?
Like Jake the Flat Earth asshole. This guy, Jake.
Has anybody heard of Jake the Flat Earth asshole?
He's funny.
Send me a link
now.
because
He's
I haven't
great.
heard of this guy. But apparently he's changed my friend's life. And we're going to
He's
start
funny.
Flat Earth meetings, hopefully.
He'll call out Neil deGrasse Tyson. And Neil
Wayne
deGrasse.
said he too
Yeah,
busy
all the
for
stuff
a
Neil
flat
said,
earth
like,
meeting.
I don't think so, Neil. That's how he talks. Like, here's the real reality, man.
Oh,
So
I
he
gotta
sounds
try
like-
that out.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, and you gotta check out Flat Earth Fokker, Brian Staley.
Brian Staley.
Yeah, because we've learned the truth of 9/11 now.
Oh, that's,
Yeah, we
that's
solved-
conspiracy.
He solved that one.
good.
Or he heard and he's promoting it. I don't, you know, whoever's promoting it.
This is live right now?
No, we're just recording.
Oh, okay.
I got it.
You put it on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll do it at home.
I need to subscribe to you. Well,
Yeah.
what's your channel?
The Lady Lacey Show.
Lady Lacey Show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna build a studio. Come out there.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Right.
But when's
me,
our meeting?
Me and Rick show.
Okay, so next month, Flat Earth meeting, Sunday, because that's your day. What, like 9 a.m.?
And then
Your
he'll
third
tell me
meeting?
That's that's early for me. Maybe noon.
Yeah, he's gonna eventually tell me now. That's disappointing. I don't watch it. Couponing, dude.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Lady Lacey Show with your host, Lady Lacey. That's me. Welcome, guys. Y'all haven't seen me in a minute, and you know, I got 3 kids. I got Elisa. I got a husband, and it takes away from what we got going on. So I'm sorry about that. But you know, children, Lisa, husband, they tend to come first. But another thing I've been doing is shopping. And I want to teach you my triple threat. I have been watching YouTube, couponing. I watch a lot of YouTube. Y'all will find me in a lot of like moderate. You'll find me like as a moderator or in a lot of chats, especially for Brian Staley. Flat Earth Fokker, I think he's taking a break. Ike Diaz, I got an interview with him in Dallas. Let your light shine. Sorry for the look. If I was to take my time, get everything done, I'd take a nap because I'd be tired. And I gotta work tonight. I am going to teach you my triple coupon threat, or my triple. I call it a triple threat. I don't know why I call it a threat. Just triple success to couponing. All right. So number one, you want it on sale. All right, whatever you buy, it needs to be a little bit less than the regular price. Second, I don't even know this. Use a coupon. Because say you got your sale price and you got your coupon, and then here's the third. And I got a good example of one right now, right here. I know a lot of people, I don't know. I don't know who has these, but in the South we have Dollar Generals. I know CVS, Walgreens does this too. It's not a Walmart thing, I don't think. But like, look, you spend $25 at the store on this particular day, and you get $5 off. So that's your triple threat. And my pen's missing. But yeah, you get it. That is the triple threat. So why is it important to get things on sale and use a coupon and then use another coupon? And you don't have to have a coupon like this. Sometimes a lot of their flyers would be like, Walgreens and CVS is pretty good about that. Walgreens has got a point system. CVS will give you CVS cash. But yeah, on your next purchase. But that counts, guys. That counts. I racked up this week on Pantene Pro V, and then I took my $5 and I got me my OxyCleans because they're never on sale. So I should have OxyClean pretty good. And why I'm trying to rack up right now is I want Christmas time to be about Christmas time, and that way I got my shampoo, I got my toothpaste, I got my body wash, I got my hair color. I don't use hair conditioner, my hair conditioner, you know. So that's it, you know. But good morning. Let your light shine, everybody. Isn't that a pre-cup? Oh, okay, so you're like, what's this got to do with flat Earth? Well, a lot of us, including myself, and I can see it in a lot of people, we work double hours. We pretty much don't have a reserve fund, a lot of us. Some of us do. I mean, we just haven't gotten over that threshold yet of security. So my grandmother taught me this couponing thing. We didn't have these. But there was it was a totally different thing back then. And she had like coupons without expiration date. But anyway, she taught me her system. And she was to see how I was doing my system right now. She'd be quite disappointed. I just started. So, but the triple threat seems to be working, especially for these expensive shampoos and stuff. I've been stuck on Suave, but that dries out my hair. So I'm at Pantene Pro V. But then some girls say, Pantene Pro V ruined your hair. So I don't know. Just, I like the stuff. So I'm not going to complain. Did anybody pay attention to Space Command? That cost us like $600 billion. I think it was like $670 billion for Space Command. I was a big Trump supporter, but if there was a flat earther running, I'd vote for that person. Can't help it. But then they're probably a shill. So, you know, we got a lot of shills. So, be careful. And everyone's kind of warned me about it. But, you know, what can we do? What can we do? Oh, so yeah, we wasted that much money on Space Command. So they're talking. So then they distract us with the wall and some shootings. And I can't believe anything off the TV anymore. I'm sorry. It already lied. See, my TV's over there. I'm talking to you. It already lied to me. You know, 9/11. It already lied to me. Just lie. So I can't believe anything that comes out of there. You know, they just grabbed $670 billion out of our pocket. Snap. So I don't trust nothing. I lived through 9/11. I was a older teenager, and you know, it was so bad it was good. It was so bad it was good, you know. And if you are a family member or a friend of mine and you had someone die on 9/11, you better give me their name and where they died at, so I can research it, because I'm declaring nobody died on 9/11. And Brian Staveley has gone through the evidence one by one, made videos, talked it to death. And you can't just say, I know someone that died on 9/11. That doesn't work anymore. You got to have proof. Just like we got to have proof. We got to have proof on the flat earth. We got to have proof on everything. So just give me their name. We can look them up. We can test it. That's what I do. And what else I got for y'all? I haven't been paying attention to the shootings because I don't believe nothing they say. I do like watching that Infinity plane guy where he matches up people that look alike. I enjoyed that a lot. That is amazing. And he was mentioning, like, even if he was right a little bit, and you got one person playing different characters, you know, but it's poison. That TV is poison. So just stick to easy stuff. I am guilty of 90 Day Fiance. I love that show. I know it's fake, but they do some great landscape shots, great mud flood buildings, great sky shots. So I never miss an episode of 90 Day Fiance, or the other way. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. And what else we have? I gotta return that movie. Right. I got a lot of different things going on. I know most of us don't go for education. I kind of walked into a career center the other day, and I got an appointment to go back to college. I'm an adult, so I'd be going back as an adult, like way older than college age. And I got a meeting about that. I don't know what I'm going to do. I just want to set up and talk flat earth all day. So that might change us. Like, I'm scared about going on a campus I don't go to school to. But if I go to a school, they can't kick me off. They can't. I was thinking, doing like that intent. What is his name? I want to say Josh. Oh, it's another YouTuber where he sets up in the park. Yeah, I think I could set up at my college. And oh gosh, I have a way of solving the hurricane. We can I'll tell you about that one next time. I can fix. Oh, the hurricane. That's just too much, people. And like you ask, the world today, if you're younger than me, the world today is totally different than where we grew up. We didn't have video cameras in the grocery store. People didn't steal as much as they do now. People didn't lie as much as they do now. It's a totally different world. It's amazing. I used to sit there with my friends' parents. And my friends were smart and they had smart parents. I used to sit there and talk with their parents about conspiracy theories. My mom was more of a fiction reader, so I didn't talk to her much. Well, we did. There was that Fox special on the moon landing. And we sat and watched that together back in the day, people. That was the first wake-up call, like, hey, the moon landing's probably not real. We sat there, thought it was going to be a joke. It was on Fox, I remember. And it was after, like, something important we watched. And my parents and I watched it, and we were actually quite like, oh, moon landing may not have been real. I don't know how they feel anymore. I came out to my mother with being a flat earther. This is how I did it, everybody. Okay? So, y'all, we're not here to change their minds. Okay? We're not here to, unless they want to sit down in a classroom and have us teach them with their full attention, I'm not going to offer no more free services, free education. So I just talk from my point of view. That's all I do. I just talk from my point of view. And I learned this selling vitamins back in the day. Thank you, Dan, my old manager, for being such a good teacher. When I used to work at a mall that was busy, that mall's closed now. It's called Vitamin World. The place was awesome. But the thing is okay, those vitamins we were selling, they were like, they're not medicine. They're not FDA approved. So what we had to do to sell was go, this vitamin C was good for me when I had a cold. We can't say the vitamin C helps with colds. Does that make sense? The vitamin C helped me, helped my friend, helped my mother, helped another I heard another customer say that this vitamin C helped with their cold, my cold, but I couldn't say this helps with the cold. So that's good advice in a lot of things, and it keeps popping up in this flat earth that's in my head, and it keeps popping up, and it's like, so when I told my mother and everybody else in my life, because I don't take trips, I'm a very sheltered girl. I grew up with 4 older brothers and a dad, so I'm very sheltered. I don't know how to change a tire. People don't like me leaving the state. in my area, they will stop me. So I have to be like super clear. And I'm not mentioning names because it's a group effort. It's a little bit of this person, and it's a little bit of this person, it's a little bit of this person, but they will find a way that I have to stay. So they don't like trips. But anyway, so I told my mother, I'm going to the Flat Earth Conference in Dallas, and I'm going to be interviewed by Ike Diaz. Who's Ike Diaz? Well, I mean, you wouldn't know him, but he's got 3,000 subscribers, and I got 200. So that's who Ike Diaz is. Just call it a day, man. I'm not going to sit there and argue. And that's how it went. It's over. And I hate to bring my mother up, and I love her so much. But I know y'all are having trouble dealing with your all's family, and I think it's because we bring up the tit for tat. They got a question, they'll ask it. They want to be like us and drop the brainwashing. They got to want to be like us and drop the brainwashing. I'm guilty like everybody else back in the 90s of waiting for Apollo 13, Ooh, that's bad. Waiting for Apollo 13. The manager of the of the movie theater took the couches from the lobby and put them, the movie was so full, and put them in the back. And then we enjoyed Apollo 13. We thought that movie was awesome and true. Of course, probably everybody except me still thinks that story is true. That was in that room. But yeah, we are on our own. As much as I get mad at certain person, I really haven't got mad at but one person. And I'm over it now, and you know who you are. But, you know, we are a family with our problems, with our craziness. As long as you behave and not too disrespectful. Don't worry about what's in my cup. It's coffee this morning. But don't worry about what's in my cup. Especially after work. Golly. And so, I guess that's it. Next episode will be about how to fight hurricanes, how simple it is. And they're just using that against us. You know? I hate it for them, though, because Jesus is going to get them for hurting us. That's the thing, you know? I don't want nobody to get hurt. I got, like, special protection. I've seen people that be mean to me just die. Just straight up die. From illness. So, like, I don't want that for anybody. But Jesus is in charge of me. You know, so, you know, I got no control over it. You know. Oh, gosh. But, yeah. Okay. So, good things to buy to stock up for the winter right now. They're on sale. Sauces, barbecue sauce, ranch sauce, mayo, ketchup, mustard. That's all on sale right now. Go ahead and grab it. Of course, Pantene Pro deodorants are on sale. Don't forget to use coupons for your toothbrushes and toothpaste because that stuff's just gotten high. I didn't realize that. I had a hookup and then it ran out, and I didn't realize how expensive this stuff was. And what else I got? My chickens passed away, so that was upsetting. That was a little depressing. I miss my chickens and my little chicks. And then my dog got like twice as big. I'm like, I wonder who did that. I wonder. Oh, Elvis is saying, oh gosh. Jurassic is a trip. Y'all got to be watching him. He is a trip. Oh my gosh, he is so funny. And not funny, but just anything that I watch and it gets me to research him more is good. Apparently, Elvis is Trump and Trump is Elvis. That's what I concluded from watching something about his show. So y'all definitely need to check that out. Catching on to the words and all that, I think is great. Who was it that put on Facebook? It was so great. I forgot. Anyway, brain fart moment. But yeah, this is so I'm using this system because right now we're compounded by system. We're just compounded, you know. So try to buy things on sale, use a coupon, and try to use these 5 save 25 off. Same, that's a triple money saving thing. You know, stick with it. Save some money. If y'all have the app Live Me, I definitely recommend a motivational speaker called At Jones. Oh, if he saw this, he'd be disappointed. But definitely watch At Jones. He's a motivational speaker. He's from New York, and he'll get you going. Teach you how to save your money, how to be somebody in life, because it ain't all about the flat earth. It's about us. If we don't show that we are better people over flat earth, then nobody's going to want to be interested. You know what I'm saying? If we don't show we're decent people, we got it going on, nobody's going to want to be interested. They're just going to think we're crackheads. Oh gosh, I shouldn't use that. They're just going to think that we're, I guess, stupid, you know. But I bet we could go teach who was it said? You know, we could go teach a science class right now, you know, and probably be better than the science teacher, because we got to learn all it. We got to learn all this Greek mythology and all this to prove that they're lying. We gotta understand them better than they understand themselves to prove they're lying. It's crazy. Oh, please subscribe, share, like, and I'll talk to y'all later. Hopefully I'll look better and feel better, and the world won't be so mean to me. Hopefully. And I gotta clean my house. I need help with this show. I try to get some help from you. Oh, y'all want to look at pictures? One before we leave, let's look at pictures. You're like, what do you do with your free time? Don't you just sit and cook in a thing? I mean, this is me and Sloan on vacation. If this doesn't tell you anything, we need a vacation from the vacation. Oh, got a sweet daughter and daughters. Look at this one, guys. This is how you live life right here.
How much more? Oh, he said, oh,
Bam. Sometimes you gotta remind your husband that he's happy. I had a couple of drinks on this one. I'm funner when I drink. Just let y'all know. I would definitely look out of it.
Oh, look at that. I don't know how I did that.
Oh, man. These are my coworkers hanging up a sign. Aren't they cute?
iMovie?
I love them so much.
Voice memos.
Here's some.
We don't need GarageBand, iMovie, Pages. Oh, that's cool. Let's make Pages. Keynote.
Here's a little girl eating. We had fun this. We went to the splash pad. That was free.
That was free of best.
And my boy thinking he's all that. And he's singing that Old Town. I like that Old Town Road song. Did you notice, like in the video, they go through that tunnel? Mud flood.
Alright. That's cool. It's hard to watch yourself. I'd rather watch anybody else but me. It's so crazy. Oh. God, we just lost our cat. She was 16, down to 2 dogs and a lizard. Bless you. Aw, excited for his ass. It's depressing, Dawn. I mean, but it's also good because we gotta be joyful. Jesus Christ is King, man. You know, just gotta stay happy. And technically, like, I don't want anybody to be doom and gloom, man. Jesus has made a very positive thing in my life. Guys, I can't even, if I sit here and I told you all the times I won or something like that, like, you would send me to the crazy house. You'd like, that girl's a little, so I like, aw, you did like the pics. Awesome. Like I didn't have kids. And I sit here and I take care of 3 kids. How'd that happen? Jesus. You know. Jesus. There's a lot going on. It's just like Jesus. Oh man. So I got this new baby. And can't use it because I gotta organize. It's got one of these. So I need to put that in. So these things get stepped on. That's what I've noticed. Like these little cables, I hope that can unplug. Yeah. Just in case. But yeah, I've like noticed these little things can get stepped on and messed with real easy. So, but I don't have that thing. So I think I have a thing that I'll put into my computer. I think it'll work the mic. That's the thing. Like fake it till you make it. You don't know what you're doing ever. It looked really good. It looked really good at first. My idea was going to work. I was like, I'm going to have a microphone. And then it didn't happen. It is great. This was my thought process. Where's the picture? Cat. I'm surprised the cat didn't tear it up yet. Almost. You see that? I was like, well, that's it. Because I got one of these. I'm about to buy one of these. Bam! And it turned out it's not a bam. And it's not a go. No. No. Okay, so we'll put that there. Let's do some chill out. Let's do some. But I hope I don't have to get another computer. I really don't. Yeah. Bring it here. Yeah, I'm in the closet. What is this? Did you read it?
Mm-mm.
Well, you have to read it first. It's about your textbooks. Yeah. You know how to read. It's time to start actually doing it. Please?
I'm going to be taking one of these.
Huh?
I'm going to be taking one.
That's old. I throw it away. That's like 2 years old. Don't eat that.
Mm-hmm.
Please put it in the garbage.
Okay.
If you get sick, we know exactly what happened.
My voice out.
Is my coffee in there? Oh my gosh, we got 5 people watching. I thought it was just me and Dawn. My tech ability are like. I'm having issues. Like the last Mac I used, I was in high school. Like Mac, like a computer Mac, laptop Mac, was in high school. And I didn't start using Macs until, I don't know, 5 years ago. But now I want Apple products. I'm just spoiled on that. Let me play a little song maybe. Ooh, I know what I can do. All right, we're going to go for YouTube. Cute. We're gonna do this. This is my best friend Tammy, and she decided to start a zoo in my backyard. No, it's her personal zoo. It's her personal zoo.
You just are you.
Oh gosh. All right. Fortnite has like a download problem. It's downloading. It's like updating. So we're trying to learn how to use a regular. I got a home phone, and we've never had a home phone before. And the kids are just teach your kids how to use a phone. The home phone people don't wait like they're 10 like me. I'm Jello. Alright, yeah. There you go. Okay. Oh, last Friday night we're up all night. All night long. All night. Here. I look depressed. Oh my goodness. For this recovery after depression video is gonna make out depressed. Oh my god. Oh my god. Funny. We're gonna talk about 2008. I know a lot of y'all are older. This is actually a good message for young people, but they're on TikTok and they're on Snapchat. So I guess this is for people my age and up. I don't know if you've been living under a rock, what the other depression was like for you. But this is my experience of how to survive. Let's start out. Let's talk about 2008. Let's talk about, like, it was awful. I worked at a hotel and they literally started cutting people's hours. Yeah, it's definitely making me, oh my God. I'm so sorry, people. I am so sorry. Sometimes I just don't have it together. I don't even want to play. I don't even want to look at myself anymore. Okay. I'm telling you, it's harder to look at yourself than anybody else. There we go. Heavy thoughts.
Welcome to my life. So this is Kinsley, and this is the beach, and water always reaches this level. Welcome to my life. So this is Kinsley, and this is the beach, and water always reaches this level. Finds its level.
Right. See? It's level, guys. I'm just using the balcony to show how level
water is, man. You ever put that balcony into the room?
Kinsley. Say thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
There you go. Cool chick. Cool chick. Anybody just want to talk? How's your life going? I think the Fortnite is working. I don't know what to do for you. You're welcome, darling. Well, I guess what's wrong with that? I don't have nothing to say. I guess the thing today's lesson is going to be about self-preservation. That's one thing I really noticed. Everybody do what you can, and I understand a lot of people are going through depression, and I definitely don't want to So everyone is going through depression. I mean, it's happening. I know a lot of people. Your lives are going better, and I understand because you've been following your heart, and when troubled times comes, that's when and I understand. But a lot of people, I understand, didn't jump on the bandwagon. I had like this crazy intuition, never had it before, to coupon like 6 months before Corona. I think you saw the coupon list, and that thing was like, I guess 10 months old, so maybe even before that. And I was couponing. I was couponing at CVS. I was one of those crazy ladies with 2 carts and everything. And I even had my favorite cashier. I had my favorite cashiers at different places because, you had to have some kind of alertness to be able to check me out. And I didn't always expect everything to work out perfectly. I'd always have more money than what I thought, because some coupons don't run through, especially those digital ones. Most of the time they do. We got a couple that won't pick up, and you gotta just anticipate an extra $10, $20 sometimes. But I heard you can call and complain. But anyway, so I stocked up on shampoos, soaps, razor blades, everything. So during this pandemic, I did have to stock up on food, but with girls and everything washing our hair, like it was nice just to already have that stuff and already have the good brand, So I don't know. A lot of us did have just a feeling. A lot of us, I could tell something was going to happen. It was too calm. Something had to happen. Corona was an attack on us, the flat earthers, and thank you, Erica. So, we're gonna make it. We're totally gonna make it. And whatever we're gonna do. So. I do not want that. Find my own stuff.
And then take people to emergency hospitals out as fast as possible so we can save as many lives as possible to the rest of the people in the city of New York. And just pray. And things are safe and things are secure right now. And let's keep hoping and praying that the casualties are kept to the smallest number possible.
We've put out the appeal, Mr. Mayor, for blood donations from people nationwide. But what else can people do to be helpful?
Anyone that has emergency techniques or emergency expertise can volunteer. Volunteer at the local hospitals. Volunteer to give blood. We're gonna need blood. We have over 170 hospitals in the city of New York. We're gonna utilize virtually every single one of them, and the hospitals in the surrounding areas. So anyone that believes that they can donate blood, I'll give you at least one location, 153 East 53rd Street, that's 66th in Amsterdam. The Red Cross actually is at 66th in Amsterdam. So people can volunteer there, or they can go to 153 East 53rd Street and give blood. That would help a great deal. The hospitals are going to need blood. If people have medical backgrounds and they volunteer at the hospitals, that would help, particularly later this afternoon when the people working there. I was just on the phone with St. Vincent's Hospital. It's under obviously great stress because they're right there. They're the closest hospital, but every hospital is going to need help.
We've had reports, Mr. Mayor, and I don't want to overstate this, but there has been reports from some of our people in the field of a sense of panic beginning to build, of a run on groceries and so forth. What can you do?
There's no reason at all for anyone to panic. The airspace around New York City is now secure. The federal government has cut off any flights. The fact is that the city of New York is safe right now. It's secure. People should not panic, and they should just go about their lives, and they should have confidence in America and in American democracy. We're gonna overcome this, and we're gonna prevail. We're gonna find out. I'm sure our government's gonna find out who did it, and we're gonna make an example of it.
You know, of course, there was the mayoral primary and other primaries here in the city of New York. Those have been, we understand, canceled.
Yes, Governor Pataki and I decided about 2 hours ago that it did not make sense today to have an election going on. Among other things, we needed the police personnel that are used during the primary to focus on this rescue effort and assisting each other.
Where were you when this terrible episode began?
Well, when I first was notified, I was in Midtown Manhattan, and I rushed down and saw a good deal of it with my own eyes. Saw the damage that was done to the World Trade Center. Saw people jumping from the top of the building. And then we were in 75 Barclay Street, where we set up a temporary command post, and then we were hit by the debris from the collapse of the Trade Center, and were trapped in the building for a short while, then had to evacuate.
75 Barclay Street, is that your command center?
That actually was a ground floor area right next to it. We were using a ground floor area as a temporary command center so that we could be close to where the rescue efforts were taking place. And as we were setting up, and we were on the phone talking to the governor of the White House, and the building collapsed, and we had to evacuate through the basement. It was pretty dicey for a while.
From your long years of experience at the Justice Department, you are not only familiar with trying to govern Manhattan, but also familiar with the operation of terrorist cells. What do you say to the people who inflicted this terrible attack on America?
I have no doubt that we're going to find out who's responsible for this, and that we're going to make an example out of it. And I believe that ultimately the strength of American democracy will prevail. We have to have confidence in ourselves now, and we have to have a sense that our government, a government of democracy and laws, is the future of this world, not this kind of horrible, awful, inhumane way of acting. And I'm sure we'll find out who's responsible for it and make an example out of it.
Rudy Giuliani, the mayor of New York City, joining us live by telephone. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
We know you have much to do today. It'll be a sleepless night and mostly a sleepless week for you, I'm sure, but thank you for taking the time to be with us. Once again, the mayor's words there. If you have medical specialties, if you can in some way contribute to the rescue effort, you're asked to report to your hospital. To be able to do that, ordinary citizens can donate blood at any hospital in the New York area or any of the blood centers that are already established. But please stay away from Lower Manhattan if at all possible. We're joined now by Marine Colonel Oliver North, former Marine Colonel Ollie North, who can give us some of his perspective. Ollie, a lot of people, Newt Gingrich among them, are saying that this is the 21st century Pearl Harbor. Do you agree?
Oh, it's far worse than Pearl Harbor, John. What we've got is a vicious attack on the United States. Interestingly enough, I was on my way back here from Detroit on what may well have been one of the last flights to get off the ground before all U.S. air travel was grounded. Our flight was due to land at National Airport, Reagan National. We were diverted to Dulles. I got a cab driver who was from, of all places, Afghanistan. Paid him heavily. Fox will pick up the tab for that, to get me back here into town. There's several remarkable things, John. In spite of the attack here on Washington, remarkable calm as people were courteous, but moving quickly to get out of the area. The attack on the Pentagon had activated all of the local law enforcement emergency rescue, to include the Fairfax fire and rescue experts, who are now, I'm told, being prepared to go to New York to assist in any recoveries that can be made up there. As you know, there are experts that worked on the first World Trade bombing and, of course, Oklahoma City. I'm also told that the attack that may have been aimed not at Camp David, but at the National Military Command Center, Fort Detrick, Maryland, the attack that apparently brought down a plane near Somerset, Pennsylvania. And finally, there is talk already here in Washington of postponing or indeed canceling the International Monetary Fund and World Bank conference here at the end of the month, which was scheduled for Washington and which the city was girding for. In fact, went through an emergency drill last week, which may well have helped some of the response here at this end. No doubt that this is the worst attack against the United States that we have ever experienced. My sense is, John, that there's going to be a call not to treat this as a crime, but to call it what it is, a war. And it may be a call for the Congress to do just exactly that, to make a declaration of war.
Ollie North, thank you. Stay with us if you would, please. Let's get some thoughts on that from another man who knows more than a thing or two about declarations of war. Al Haig, the former general and also former Secretary of State. Is it time to be talking about that? Is it time to declare some kind of a war here, Mr. Secretary?
Well, the terrorists have declared war on us for a number of years now. We simply haven't treated it as a war. I'm sure this very shocking and horrible day will certainly energize that kind of thinking, and I would be for it, certainly. We should declare war on terrorism, and we should take all the actions necessary to stamp it out. And that means working with our allies in close harmony, but also not to be hogtied by moral equivalence arguments, which have seemed to dominate our response up till now.
So what kinds of arguments can you see coming out of some kind of a strike against terrorist facilities?
Well, I don't have to draw any pictures there. We've seen it for a number of years. We saw it even dominate our decision to let Saddam Hussein survive the Gulf War, for which we should be very, very have second thoughts on that today. But we also know that bin Laden has made it very clear that this is a war against the United States and Israel, and we should take action accordingly. We haven't done that. And those who are giving them harbor and sanctuary, we should talk to in very forceful terms and take action if that's necessary. But for now, we Americans should avoid panic. We should stay united. We should shut up on what I call the recriminations of politically motivated operatives here in Washington. Unite behind our elected president and get on with the task of giving all the resources we can, our prayers, our physical resources, to the victims of this horrible attack and this act of war.
Al Haig, thank you. Stay with us if you would. You mentioned the president, and we want to replay for you now what the president had to say around 12:30 today. The president was taken from Florida to Shreveport, Louisiana, where he made this statement. Let's listen to what Mr. Bush said.
Freedom itself was attacked this morning by a faceless coward, and freedom will be defended. I want to reassure the American people that the full resources of the federal government are working to assist local authorities to save lives and to help the victims of these attacks. Make no mistake, the United States will hunt down and punish those responsible for these cowardly acts. I've been in regular contact with the Vice President, Secretary of Defense, the National Security Team, and my cabinet. We have taken all appropriate security precautions to protect the American people. Our military at home and around the world is on high alert status, and we have taken the necessary security precautions to continue the functions of your government. We have been in touch with the leaders of Congress and with world leaders to assure them that we will do whatever is necessary.
Blah, blah. I think the problem is we just like, oh no, quit this. Go to your channel. I think. All right. Oh, no, quit this. Go to your channel. This was actually quite popular for the middle, like, of the night. This video.
You're listening to the Hour of the Time. I'm William Cooper. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I got the tapes that you sent me, Liz, and a few of you others who sent me tapes from December the 31st. And I have been doing exactly what I told you I was going to do. I've been going through them today, and I was going to edit a big long tape of and it's difficult. I've got to tell you, there is so much fear mongering and so much inaccurate reporting and all kinds of stuff that it's hard. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make the rest of this week a series of this stuff. And tonight's going to sort of set the stage. And you'll discover, if you were listening last night, why what you're going to hear tonight is so important. These are just short snippets of the Alex Jones show from New Year's Eve, December the 31st. This is news. This is news, ladies and gentlemen. What you're going to hear here, what he's saying is deception. It's fear mongering. It scared the hell out of literally millions of people, and it got worse later. You're not even going to hear the worst part. You're just going to hear the beginning, because what you're going to hear tonight is just taken from the first 45 minutes of his broadcast. His broadcast on December the 31st, New Year's Eve. These are just little snippets taken from the first 45 minutes of the Alex Jones show. I didn't take everything that was scary, because we don't have time to do that if we're going to talk about it. But I took just little snippets from the first 45 minutes, and his broadcast, I think, is 3 hours long. And it gets a lot worse as time goes on. You can hear the fear and the excitement and the adrenaline in Alex Jones's voice later on. You're not going to hear so much of that in the early stages of the broadcast. And then he goes on later on the Midas report with Michael Trudeau, and it totally gets out of hand. What you're going to hear is a buildup, and then later. And this is what makes me think that the whole thing was staged, because this buildup sets the stage for full-blown panic across the country.
They can hear you,
later.
But they can't see you.
And you'll hear about that either tomorrow night
I got
or
5
Thursday.
watching.
But you're going to hear it, because this is just absolutely incredible. So stay tuned, folks, and be careful. You'll all get scared. I mean, just listening to this stuff on New Year's Eve, December the 31st, I had the Genesis Communications Radio Network patched through 101.1 FM, because I wanted the people in the Valley to hear what everybody else in the country was hearing, and they don't get anything here but music. That's all they get on all the stations, including mine, except for the Hour of the Time.
Mute my mind.
So I wanted them to hear what everybody else in the nation was hearing, so that if there was a full-blown panic, they'd know why. Because I knew these people were going to build everybody up into a ladder. And the reason, and you know, I got to tell you, folks, there's times when law enforcement and government agencies and things like that are needed. And if these guys had succeeded,
as the Russian time zone in its eastern area near Japan was entering into Y2K, He resigned, and now Vladimir Putin, known as Vladimir the Ruthless, 800-259-9231. All right, let's go ahead and get to this article. Associated Press, this came out at 7:22 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today, December 31st, 1999. Pennsylvania nuclear plant shut down. One of the two nuclear reactors at Pico Energy Co.'s Limerick Generating Station has shut down this morning after a piece of equipment failed. Company spokesman Neil McDermott said the problem was not Y2K related. It was declared an unusual event, the least serious emergency classification of a nuclear power plant. They got to have a serious emergency to shut down a plant, ladies and gentlemen. You power one down, you're not going to power it up for at least days. It was declared an unusual event. At 2:55 a.m., shutdown occurred when an insulator on the main generator transformer from Limerick 2 failed. We had reports yesterday of this. Off the record, I would not report it, but I had it from a good source that this plant was having problems along with 4 other plants. I may just go ahead and report it here. I mean, boy, do we get good information here. This has been going on for days. From our information, it is not this transformer that they're talking about. They wouldn't just shut a plant down over that. Something serious may be going on there. So that the central government, known as the federal government, the occupational government in Washington, D.C., has set up a huge $50 million command bunker hooked into all the FEMA boxes that can take over all the shortwave broadcast and commercial AM and FM stations, as well as television broadcast stations. And we hope they do not activate that, ladies and gentlemen. Police and military are on high alert, running around looking for supposed boogeymen and terrorists under every rock. Military are highly visible now. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there are trains of military equipment moving into Austin. 2 nights ago, on Wednesday night, Fox News reported that the airport will be used as a massive holding facility for troublemakers or rioters here in Austin that has no history of riots. They need to get that country locked down so they can stage the election for Vladimir Putin. I mean, this guy is a demon. Have you seen this guy? It's just how he's raging with power. I'm Alex Jones. I'm your host. I'm just one of the great hosts here on the GCN Radio Network, and I've been very passionate today because I can't even keep track of all the developing news as it's coming in. I'm not going to get into I'm not even going to say it's 6 to 7 reactors across the country. I'm not even going to. It's bad, and I got this news about the Pennsylvania plant early yesterday. Got it again off air. Confirmed it with someone that is 99% accurate, about like I am, trying to report the truth. And now I've got the Associated Press saying, well, they shut the whole plant down, but they call it an unusual event, the least serious emergency classification of a nuclear power plant. Well, it's got to be pretty bad for them to power a plant down.
Time is getting shorter until Y2K. If you want to be sure your family and loved ones will weather the potential Y2K storm of delays, shortages, or interruptions of services, then now is the time to stock up on emergency supplies and a home food reserve.
As the developments move forward with this Y2K and this gear up for clamping down in America and Russia and around the world by globalist forces, we'll be bringing you the news as long as we're here on the air. Now pretty much dictator and controller of Russia publicly, and here in America they're gearing up and bracing for terrorism and militarizing everything in front of us. So it's happening there, it's happening here. There they're using the war with Chechnya. Here they're using Y2K and the threat of terrorism. Oh, this is extremely serious. 2 weeks ago, Topol M, 6,200-mile super range, multiple warhead, newest design, U.S. clone technology missiles were deployed across Russia. They're mobile. These are first strike type systems. They're also designed to survive several strikes from America or any other nation. They're deploying these, and Yeltsin openly has been threatening us weekly to nuke us. I mean, it's just getting insane. And absolutely, this looks like just one more ratchet on the takeover of America. And yes, they have an extreme strongman KGB leader running Russia right now. They have deployed their missiles against us and their submarines and have already delivered fully functional missile cruisers to China. Yes, he took the codes off and he took away our first strike capability. By first strike, that means if missiles are in the air, let's say 4,000 of them. Russians have got a lot more than that. Right. 4,000 missiles coming in, subs launching, suitcases going off. We have to wait until we absorb the first strike that will mean virtual annihilation to our military brass. I know you're CFR. You've been told you'll be able to be in the bunker if they go to this level. I don't know if they'll do it. It may just be ratcheting down the global system. All I know is this: Boris Yeltsin, at 4 o'clock in the morning, as the Russian time zone in its eastern area near Japan was entering into Y2K, he resigned, and now Vladimir Putin, known as Vladimir the Ruthless by the Russian people, is now taken the reins of power, supreme power in Russia, and he is a former KGB chief.
There's something else I want to tell you, Alex.
Well, hold on just a second.
Okay.
I mean, this is extremely serious. Again, I was getting this information, what you just said 2 days ago, and I got it I ignored it then I got it yesterday, and now it's in the Associated Press that in Pennsylvania, where you're calling from, in the city you're calling from, one of 2 nuclear reactors at PECO's Energy Co. Limerick Generating Station was shut down this morning after a piece of equipment failed. They're saying it's non-Y2K related. This is just unbelievable.
One other thing, I heard Bo Grice say this morning that Russia said if their power goes out, that they're going to blame us and they're going to set off their nuclear warheads.
Well, I didn't hear that, but I would be interested to have any details. Do you have the details of what Colonel Grice said?
No, that's all I heard him say was that they said if they had a power blackout, they'd blame it on us.
I know they're threatening to nuke us every single week. I've read the Associated Press, Reuters, Interfax News Agency, London Times articles here. I mean, I read Yeltsin and Jiang Zemin's quotes, the dictator of China, and they're saying we'll nuke you. I mean, they spell it out. We will hit you with nuclear weapons. We reserve the right to hit you. 3 weeks ago, their head of their missile forces said we reserve the right to nuke you first. Their currency is plunging. The Egyptian pound is plunging against the dollar, the Japanese yen, the Deutsche mark, and just all of it. It's and the same thing is starting to develop here in America. Many of the gas stations here in Austin have the little gloves over the pumps saying they're out of fuel. You never see this in Austin, Texas. Right here in South Austin, I've seen several stations. We don't know if this is just a Y2K that was here. Just bizarre behavior. Americans standing up as Russia threatens to attack us with nuclear weapons, as nuclear power plants, at least one, are being shut down, as the military runs around with the police and the FBI saying terrorism is imminent. And some would characterize us as dangerous because we report the facts. Absolutely out of control. Just maintain your readiness, be calm, defend your family, defend your country. Doing a fabulous job. He is consulting with people that he knows personally, a lot of former military people that now own radio companies. And, in fact, I'm not even going to say who the individual is. I'm sure he can call it publicly. I just don't want to give a lot of folks' names out on the air. They have activated a powerful Cold War radar system in the North Pole region. That is something that is grounding out shortwave. The entire 9400 band, all throughout the 9.4000 up to 9.9. I mean, military traffic is everywhere right now, ladies and gentlemen. Scrambled. We've got superpower radar systems, nuclear systems up. Perhaps our military is refusing. It was Clinton that shut down the Cold War radar system. It's now back up from people that actually worked in there. We have it confirmed from the sound and where it's coming from experts. Fresno, where our servers are located, is in the middle of a blackout, ladies and gentlemen. We're off the internet. This is just absolutely out of control. That's why the commercial stations are so important. More information coming at you on the other side as Y2K develops.
Many of you have been preparing for the worst of times, putting away storable foods and water. While this makes perfect sense, we at Midas Resources urge you to consider the possibility of having to flee for your lives. Though the very prospect of this sounds grim, the possibilities are more than remote. Asian countries now having long-range nuclear bombs, a politically unstable Russia, and an increasing presence of NATO here on U.S. soil could spark a ground war in the West.
I told you I got a computer now?
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups.
Yeah.
You want answers?
This is
Well, so does he.
Anybody in the
He's
chat?
Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Hey, it's
genuine, unfiltered,
He's very fancy.
unabashed reality. I am Alex Jones. I am your host.
He does chalk art.
Listening to the hour of the time, I'm William Cooper. The phones are open 520-333-4578 when you take your calls. And the first thing I want to talk about
Good
is
morning, Boynage.
what is he trying to instill in his audience here? With
Do you
what
drink
you've heard,
coffee?
what is he
And how
trying
would
to
you?
make the audience feel? 520-333-4578. This is all very important, folks. You'll find out in the next couple of days where this goes. And when you find out where it goes, if you weren't listening on December the 31st, you're going to be
Yes, you're
shocked
fancy.
because it has the smell of a setup. It has
You
the
speak
total
more than
smell
one language.
of a setup.
You do chalk art.
520-333-4578
And,
is the number. Where do you think
that's
he's
pretty
leading
fancy
his
in my
audience? What do you
language.
think
And
he's
you live in
instilling
Holland.
in his audience
They only-
with what
pretty
you've
fancy.
heard during that during those short snippets? And remember, that's the only snippets from the first 45 minutes of the broadcast on December the 31st, New Year's Eve. There's still 2 hours and 15 minutes to go. Can you believe it? 2 hours and 15 minutes to go, and he's already set the stage for something very serious that's going to happen later. 520-333-4578. What did it make you feel like? How did you, if it was December the 31st, New Year's Eve again, and you knew that at the stroke of midnight, everybody was expecting everything to come to a grinding halt because of Y2K, what would this have made you feel like? What would be your emotional state
Yeah,
right
what did
now
you have in your
if you
computer?
if you were to have an emotional state?
We did that like 2 months ago. We're just as guilty.
The number's 520-333-4578.
I did it. I ran and bought a whole bunch of canned goods. I'm over that now.
You're on the air.
Yeah, Bill, I'll just chime in with this. You figure that the Austin, Texas area used to be Jim Hightower country, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's a town in Texas, which, Texas is a relatively conservative so-called state. But I think that Metro Austin is a pretty liberal bastion.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Right? It's sort of like
far left wing.
yeah, it's like Madison, Wisconsin South.
Yeah.
And so you figure, when I realized that there was a lot of like grassroots libertarian type stuff happening in that town, it just made sense to me that the feds, given what was going on with the Republic of Texas thing, were definitely going to focus on that area and probably try to whip things up.
Oh boy, did they ever.
And then, Alex Jones was associated with this guy who was, what was his name? It was the same name as the fellow who was the president of the Confederacy, Jeff Davis.
Uh-huh.
And I looked at that name and I said, is this guy's name really Jeff Davis? Did his mama call him that? Or did he take on this name to give patriotic people the whiff of, the Confederacy and bigotry?
Sure, you're on the right trail.
Yeah. So you've done a good job exposing him. Look forward to listening to the rest of the tape.
Oh, wait a minute. What did that make you feel when you were listening to that?
Well, the same, I've listened to enough, Bo Greit's broadcast to get a feel for that type of stuff.
I did Kathy O'Brien earlier, and she said that people under heavy mind control, if they start like glitching, you know what I'm saying? They'll start having respiratory and heart issues. Just like COVID.
Yeah.
Enough brainwashing off the TV.
They're called hypochondriacs. Whatever they see is wrong with them. Those are the ones that got the numbers up from the get. When there really was no testing, they're just calling their doctor. I think I got COVID. Yep. Sounds like you got it. We'll just go ahead and stay home for 2 weeks. Remember all that bullshit?
Yeah.
Well, how many hypochondriacs do you think called in right then as soon as it all started?
Oh, they're still getting in line. We're under a pandemic where people are dying less.
They're definitely, whipping people up. I can't imagine who is so gullible, who, can get swept up with that. But I guess there's people out there who can.
What do you think he was specifically preparing you to think? Did you get the whole gist of what he was talking about there?
I guess I fail to get what you're driving at. beyond what I've said.
What was the main thing that he concentrated on?
That Russia was imminently going to attack the continental United States.
You've got it. That we were going to be nuked by Russia.
Right.
He spent 45 minutes of the first hour preparing his radio audience to believe that Russia was going to nuke us because of Y2K.
Right.
And guess what happened much later? Well, never mind. Let it be a surprise.
Okay, I haven't heard it before, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, this was a setup from the word go. This guy is not on our side. He's a commercial broadcaster, number one. And number two, he was never a member of the Patriot movement at all. All of a sudden, he started picking this stuff up and just running with it.
Well, let me get a dig in, Bill. Captain Conspiracy, if you're out there, Dutch told you so. Thank you.
Well, it's true, folks.
Movie
Okay, thanks for calling.
Yeah.
Number's 520-333-4578. What did you think about it? There's a lot of people out there sitting there scratching your heads. You heard it. I played it for you right here. You heard it. What did you think about it? If you were listening to that on December the 31st, 1999, how would that make you feel? What would be going through your mind? What would you be thinking about? Hello? Anybody home? Or have you all just had a total migration of your brain power? You know what I'm talking about out there. And you know me, folks. I'm not in a popularity contest. I don't give a damn what anybody thinks about me. I don't.
We lost you, Bill.
And you know me, folks. I'm not in a popularity contest. I don't give a damn what anybody thinks about me. I only care about the truth, period. The truth. And it's about time some of you got acquainted with the real hard truth. What was going on New Year's Eve was whipping the American people up into a hysteria, trying to make them do something that would justify martial law. That's why the military and the federal agencies and the FBI and everybody was all geared up and ready to go. Good evening, you're on the air.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
This is Matt from Florida. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, I think that guy, he was just, I think he's just trying to scare people and get them into a panic.
Oh, that was just the beginning.
It would be a lot of fun to get a hold of someone that actually called the Bill Cooper show. What was it like to call Bill Cooper? What was it like to talk to Bill Cooper? Leave a comment. I got this, I might beam you in.
And that's not even, he hasn't even started yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the first 45 minutes of a 3-hour broadcast, and he's just beginning to get warmed up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I haven't been listening to shortwave too much lately. I've been mostly tuned into the internet and the press. I used to listen to WWCR back around 93, 94, 96, and you hear some of the same kind of things back then for some of these people. But probably not so much like the Y2K crowd.
Well, you see, the government knows they can't pull another Waco.
Mm-hmm.
They got to try and get us to do something to justify what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that was happening on December the 31st on the Genesis Communications Radio Network and many others was all trying to whip up the American people to do something stupid so that they could actually declare martial law and start rounding people up.
I've been making preparations for quite some time as far as food storage and weapons training and some of that kind of stuff. But that's mainly just for whatever happens to come down the pike.
Yeah,
not specifically for Y2K.
Just hang loose. Yeah, you should always be prepared for any emergency. But
I've been making my preparations since before Y2K became too hyped up.
Well, I was telling people to get prepared and stock up on 2 years of food storage and water and guns and ammunition, everything 8 years ago.
Yeah, well,
in fact,
I've got myself a 1.5 year supply of food, so I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, well, that's great. You're going to need it one of these days. But you don't ever let anybody whip you up into making it happen. Remember, we must have the moral high ground. So we have to wait for them to do something that justifies acting. justifies restoration by the militia of the lawful constitutional Republican government of this country.
Decide the fires the first shot will probably lose public opinion. You know, if they don't have public opinion,
Absolutely.
they'll probably lose the war.
That's right. Whoever fires the first shot loses. I've said that since 1989.
Interesting. Whoever shoots the first shot loses. I've never heard that before. But we're revisiting today.
I've been telling people that, and it's the truth. And if they fire the first shot, and the militia moves against them legitimately and lawfully to restore constitutional Republican government, and they bring the military against us, the entire American population will support us.
Yeah.
But if we fall into these traps that these people were laying on December the 31st, forget it. It's all over.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Well, I'll let you go.
Okay, thanks for calling. Thank you.
Well,
520-33.
we still have Alex Jones. He's exactly the same. I don't want to just leave Alex Jones out in the wind. He is a big anti-vaxxer, even in the Army. There was an anthrax vaccine they gave everybody. He does talk about that. What else did he talk about? He totally avoided Pizzagate. He totally avoided Sandy Hook. But the vaccine thing did pretty good. The Patriot seeds suck. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell y'all. The seeds that Alex Jones sells sucks. But also, I bought some trees from Tractor Supply this year, and they suck also. So, whatever.
3, 4,
And I don't know about that iodine stuff. I just threw it out the other day. I didn't take it all.
5, 7, 8 is the number. This is like high school. See, I just slammed the popular guy in the senior class, rightfully so, and I let you know what this guy is really doing, and you're all scared to death to get on the phone and talk about it. Just like high school. Which brings me back to something else I've always said. America's nothing but a bunch of little chicken cowards. The vast American population, most of them, are cowards. And that's why you all file and pay your income tax, even though none of you can find a law that requires you to do it.
We're still doing
Isn't that right, folks? Isn't that true?
Yep.
And here, that's something else. Do you ever ask Alex Jones if he files and pays income tax? Good evening, you're on the air.
Hey, Bill, it's Monty from Radio Free Vermont.
Hi, Monty.
Hey, it's basically just to stir up the people.
Yeah.
Get them all whipped up into a frenzy, and then get them to take action upon that frenzy.
Well, they almost succeeded. I mean, people really went off the deep end, and you'll hear what sparked that later. You'll hear that either tomorrow night or Thursday night. But they actually got to that point where they panicked. Large numbers of people actually.
Well, Bill, I'm going to have to hear something worse because I really have been listening to Alex Jones. I've just been hearing typical Alex Jones. Maybe in 2000 we weren't used to it, but definitely in 2020, I take Alex Jones with a grain of salt. But he is an anti-vaxxer, and he was talking that he's stuck to that. So I'm gonna give him that because that's poisoning people right here, right now, today at Walgreens, at CVS. People are getting poisoned at the heart doctor. They will not read the inserts like Alex Jones. Alex Jones taught me this. I want to see the insert of the vaccine. I want to see what's in it, and I want to read the side effects. And if the nurse hadn't done those two, then I don't want that. And if the doctor hadn't done those two, I don't want that either. Now, the dentist did convince me to go ahead and start brushing my teeth with fluoride again. Anyway, I think the teeth are a lost cause. Doesn't really matter. But I've always used like half the recommended brand of toothpaste. But I'm also a small person, so I don't know. Maybe that's what saved me.
We're heading for the hills. Really?
It's sick because the one thing that we need the least is a revolution.
Right.
And we're not going to like what comes out of it. It may not turn out the way we want it to turn out. It may turn just the opposite.
Revolution, you never know what the outcome of a revolution will be.
Yeah.
But a restoration is something different. We all know what the outcome.
They're literally killing my friends and family with these vaccines every day. I'm like, please don't take the vaccine. Please don't take the vaccine. To every single one of them, and they all think I'm stupid, and they don't believe me. And it's just, I mean, I'm not smart. I'm not a doctor. And I'm not a nurse. But I listened to at least Alex Jones talk about vaccines, and I was like, that makes sense. And you don't need all that crap in vaccines, but they're just, man. Oh, I can't get into detail because I figured out what I'm going to do about it, but I mean, they are just they're pushing. Just pushing. You can't even vaccine your pets. Pushing.
Outcome is going to be. We know what the
They started with the pets. Then they got heavy with the people.
goal is: to restore constitutional Republican government,
Never seen it.
to do away with the excesses in government, to arrest those who have subverted this country and destroyed it, and hold them until they can be tried by a jury of their peers, as the Constitution dictates, and find out if they're innocent or guilty.
I agree. I mean,
And if they're guilty, hang them.
Lenin said that socialism was brought about through revolution.
Yeah.
And that's what these people are trying to do.
They're trying to instigate the American people to rise up against the government to justify changing the entire character of this nation and bring about one world totalitarian socialist government.
This video is like 20 years old. And it's like they're talking about today. Is it just a continuous narrative?
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Now, Bill, is it just my imagination, or has that network been the same network that Mark Kornke has had that's gone through, 3 or 4 different changes of name and et cetera?
No, I don't think so. Mark Kornke and John Stadtmiller started out with their own network, and that became Truth Radio Network. Right. And Stadtmiller does have a show on Genesis Communications Network, but Truth Radio Network is something entirely different.
Because it all seems to me sometimes, I remember back in listening to Shortwave a couple years ago, it was always the same voices, different names, always the same players in the play, just different character names.
Sure.
So
And
I think it's just more of the same.
Yeah, and you'll
Wow. Wow.
never find anybody like me on any network like that, because they certainly don't want the American people to really know what the truth is.
Well, I'll let you go.
Okay. Thanks for calling. Or anybody like you, Monty. 520-333-4578. Monty runs Radio Free Vermont, which carries this broadcast and other good broadcasting. He does his own broadcasting in Vermont. He has successfully whipped the butt.
So we got a comment from West Texas. I think the narrative has been recycled more than we know. Right. So we just go in 20-year cycles. Oh, they're trying to do communism. And then we get attacked. And then some bigger government takes over our little government. And then we live in that for a while. And then we have a economic bust. And then we get fired and we live through that for some more. And then we have an end of the world scenario. But then that doesn't happen. And then we find out 8 years later, the time and the calendar's all messed up, and we're back at 8 years ago, and the world's going to end again. With the communist revolution on top of it, with a fake pandemic. Good God. I've been up all night, and I just want to say I love you guys.
Of the FCC, when he did exactly what I told him to do. See, the argument with the FCC is never freedom of speech or anything else like that. It's always jurisdiction. If you stick to jurisdiction and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, they can't win. It's absolutely impossible. Unless they stand up openly in front of the entire world and rip the Constitution to shreds. If they do that, then they can win anything they want to do because they can make their own rules, which, they do whenever they can. Good evening, you're on the air.
Yeah, still good evening. First, I'd like to say this live feed on the internet is great.
They do that anyway. And I'm not saying I'm smarter than Bill Cooper. I don't even know if Bill Cooper is a real person or anything. He could be a false narrative on YouTube. I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm just using the hindsight of 2020 because I'm just 20 years from this video, and Bill Cooper can't pull it back up and show himself because either his character or the real person, him, died. I don't know. Who here? I bet about half of y'all know. They're probably already listening to this, but thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I haven't been able to get you on the shortwave, so
Yeah, you can thank Scott Becker for that live internet
yeah, I
feed.
thank them every night. Reason why I'm calling, being I live here in New Jersey, kind of reminds me of something that happened, I guess, 40, 50 years ago, when there was a radio broadcast that supposedly we were being invaded from Mars.
Oh, yeah.
The War of the Worlds.
Uh-huh.
And it pretty much terrorized the metropolitan area here.
It did.
People were shooting at water towers and
Yeah.
and
What was the name of the city in New Jersey that was featured in
was
that?
it Grover's Mill?
Yeah, Grover's Mill. All the people in Grover's Mill forgot they even had a water tower. They came out with their guns and they saw their water tower in the night, in the moonlight, in the starlight, and they thought it was one of the alien tripod machines, and they shot their own city water tower full of holes.
Right. And from just listening to that 45-minute clip, it just brought me back to remember listening to that show.
They got people to destroy their own water supply. I've never heard that story before. A lot of stories. But this one isn't so bad. But like, if you start researching like Civil War, oh my goodness, it's like story after story after story. Like, you've got to be a good storyteller to know anything about history. And I'm tired. I'm different. And I guess that's what's going to make me stand out.
And it's just amazed me that people just don't look out their own window to see what's actually going on.
Yeah, well, I don't think they care. I think they want something to be going on. I think they're waiting for somebody to tell them what to do. I think they're waiting for somebody to whip them up and get their adrenaline going and make fools out of them.
But some people want that though.
I know they do.
And
they're called stupid sheeple.
Because I work on aircraft, and that night I was working. And matter of fact, I was actually using the HF radio that he said was not working, because we do time checks all the time, and that's at 10.00. And I just wanted to listen to the Universal Coordinated Time, wait for the actual real midnight, which most of the industry uses, which was 7 o'clock Eastern time.
How'd you like the way he was whipping up the Christians by calling Putin a demon?
Yeah, if this was the Oprah show, I'm having one of those aha moments to West Texas. I'm afraid I'm talking too much, but yeah, that's why I keep talking. I keep having those aha moments, which is probably evil's aha thing. I think it is, but anyway, you get me.
Putin is just a human being that happens to live in the Soviet Union and has risen to some position of prominence. We may not like his politics, we may not like his philosophy, but he's just a man like everybody else. He is not a demon.
Well, he was just a person, put on a pedestal so everybody can fear.
Oh, Cornelius Jones, he's a demon. He's a demon.
Heck, I could put some of my bosses to work and make them demons too. That I demonstrate to be worse.
Yeah.
All right, Paul. I'll get off the air so somebody else call.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks, bye.
520-333-4578 is the number. If you got any guts, call us up. Let us know what you think about it. If you disagree, call up and let us know what you think about it. Not too many people do that, though. They don't know how to participate in a real argument. People think that an argument is yelling at each other. An argument is two people taking opposing sides in a conversation. And why it's called an argument is because each one has to support their side with facts in a decent, polite, intelligent exchange of ideas. That's what an argument really is. Good evening. You're on the air.
Oh, Bill, I'm calling from Canada.
I can barely hear you here every night. The VOA is wiping you out every night here.
Well,
But I can just barely hear what you're saying. But I listen to Jones every day, and I don't think he's a government agent. But I don't believe most of what he says.
well, good for you. You shouldn't, because most of what he says is definitely not true.
He was trying to set us up for doomsday.
Yeah.
And you know, one thing he always talks about every day is that there's Chinese and Russian troops all over the U.S. Have you seen any?
There are no Chinese and Russian troops in the U.S. except those who are on legitimate exchange training programs.
And then another thing, he says that Canadian and Mexican troops are getting ready to invade the U.S.
That's a lie. That's
Can
a
you
bold.
believe this? Canadian.
That's a
We
bold.
only have a total of about 50,000 troops in our whole military. We can barely defend our own country.
Yeah, that's a bold. It's just a bold-faced lie. I'm calling him a liar when he says that right now. It's a lie. Canadian troops and Mexican troops are not gearing up to invade the United States of America.
Yeah, well,
Mexican.
that's something he repeats that every day.
I know, but Mexican troops have their hands full with the Zapatistas down in southern Mexico, and they sure don't want to tangle with the United States of America. I can guarantee you.
Well, certainly.
They couldn't even beat the. Let me tell you something. They'd have trouble with the Texas Rangers.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that the Mexican army is a bad army. They just don't compare with our level of training and technology, and they've never fought major wars like we have. Their training is, they couldn't do it. They just could not do it. They're good, decent people down there in Mexico.
So what does he think they're going to do? Occupy the United States? This is ridiculous.
It's a lie. It's just a bold-faced lie. And hold off on that. See, I don't know if he's a government agent or not, but if he's not a government agent, he was sure duped on December the 31st.
Well, I think he's been duped himself by a lot of this stuff.
Well, could be.
He actually believes it.
Wait till you hear later on, either tomorrow night or Thursday night, a general is going to come out and make an announcement that is going to fulfill all of this stuff that he's building people up to
About
believe.
the missiles being shot off.
Well, we're not going to talk about that yet. We're going to hold that till tomorrow night or Thursday night.
Okay.
And you'll see where this is leading. He builds people up, and then the government delivers the coup de grace. And then he whips up the frenzy, and you can hear the fear and the adrenaline in his voice, and you can tell that these people are panicked.
Right on.
And it causes panic in the population, and people start heading for the hills. They were scared to death.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll keep listening.
Thanks a lot. 520-333-4578 is the number. See, I bet you most of the people who were listening on December 31st don't even have the brains to be able to put all this together and understand that they were set up to be terrorized, to become hysterical, to head for the hills, to do something stupid. And I'm awful glad that didn't happen. You see, they went overboard. They scared them so bad that they didn't riot. They were trying to dig holes. Good evening. You're on the air.
Oh, Mr. Cooper, this is George in Arkansas.
Hi, George.
I'm glad you've put this all out for everybody to analyze and listen to again. I myself missed it when it was initially on.
Well, you got to do that because people don't think anymore. And see, if I didn't lay this out and let them examine it, they would never even know it occurred, even though they were listening to it and got scared by it all.
Yes, sir. And before anyone realized what was really going on, they would be out in panic mode doing whatever.
Yeah. Well, many of them were, but thank God they didn't riot.
He was also on Tex Mars' show the other night. I had listened to him spewing the same stuff that he had the other night, and of course, promoting his video.
Now he claims that he's always said that Y2K would amount to nothing and nothing would happen. Well, you can see by what you listen to that that's not true. He was promoting it, and I listened to his show this morning. He's still saying that that what he's doing is pulling all the normal news that normally occurs that nobody ever pays any attention to, and he's blaming every bit of it on Y2K. If a little town loses their power for a few hours, it's Y2K. If a computer goes down in a video rental store, it's Y2K.
It's going to be real amusing how they try and spread this out over the next few months to keep the keep everybody on the edge of their seat.
Oh yeah, they still got all the Y2K commercials going. They're still pulling in the money, and there's still people buying into it.
And then, like you said, 5/5/2000, they'll.
Now, guess what he said today? And I called the Atomic Energy Commission to find out if it was true. He said that 12 atomic power plants had shut down in this country. He said that 2 had shut down in Japan. Well, I went to high school in Japan. I made some good friends. I know people in Japan. It's not true. They had a computer problem at 2 nuclear power plants in Japan, and the computer problem was with a computer that monitors certain things in the reactor. And a lot of it is monitoring of radiation. They did not shut down the plants, and within just a few hours, they had both of the computers fixed. No atomic power plants were shut down in Japan. I can't find anywhere in the United States where 12 atomic power.
Y'all remember the earthquake of Japan with the? We need to do a day on that. I am so enjoying this. I got a new computer, guys, but like I guess I got kind of depressed and it sat there. But then I talked to Tommy and we prayed, and I feel better now. Tommy tell the truth or whatever. So I was on a show, so I'm feeling like more confident. And I need to quit I do so much laundry and I get so depressed over laundry, but I just need to just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Anyway, okay, so back to this. They're just hitting on some hardcore stuff. And you may, I mean, we make, I feel like I'm just catching like 20 extra percent. I'm having a little bit of a Mandela effect because I totally remember Alex Jones' Y2K broadcast being so much worse. And I gotta explain Y2K. Y2K is like the year 2000 from 1999 to 2009. Just gotta make sure y'all know. Hi, Flat Stuffers. So, yeah, so that's Y2K. I partied. I was like 16 years old. There was this new neighborhood that like got built in my town, and the houses were really close to each other. And so I was going like house to house to like different parties because everybody's parents were having a party. It was awesome. No Y2K, but apparently I just having a Mandela effect because apparently I listened to Alex Jones Y2K and Y2K thing like on the internet. I didn't even listen to it back then because I didn't know who he was, but on the internet, I just remember it sounding so much worse than what I'm listening to right now. And I somehow remember just Bill Cooper just tearing him a new one. But this seems just pretty tame to what I remember. So I just feel like I'm having Mandela. And it just happens, and I just like go with it now,
Plants shut down. I can find 3, period.
If 12 were down, I imagine we'd be in a bad state of affairs here.
Thank you, Flat Stuff Earth. Now I get it. Sorry, I've been up all night. Flat Stuff Earth. No! I want to play videos. I want to watch conspiracy videos. She just ironed that shirt. Hang it up. The fancy man tells me to hang up the shirt. Oh my gosh. I did, man. Yeah, some of these clothes smelling good. Like I've been using some Gain and some OxyClean. Hot soapy water. Remember, a good truther makes memes and videos. I know. I'm being lazy. That's what I got you for, Flat Stuff Earth. You hit it hardcore like that.
I found 3, period. The one in Pennsylvania, one in Michigan, and one down south somewhere. I forget exactly where it's at. But they all shut down for normal, routine things that go wrong in power plants. You see, when you have machinery and you have technology and you have computers, things go wrong. And you have to sometimes shut down equipment to fix things. And it's not a big catastrophe. You notice how he kept saying in those clips that I was running that they didn't shut down for that powered transformer. It had to be something really wrong happened in there. Well, that's a lie. They really did shut down because some insulation in the transformer failed. And they only shut down one of two reactors that they have, because if the reactor is going, they couldn't go in there and work on this piece of equipment that generates the electricity because of the steam pressure.
Yeah.
And they had to shut it down to bleed the system in order to work on it.
As you stated, he's a change agent. He's making it very apparent.
Well, I don't know if he's a change agent. He just might be a dupe. They just might be feeding him this information, and him being such a young man and not understanding how disinformation works, he just might be taking the ball and running with it. He might
mouthpiece.
Yeah, he just might be an unwitting agent, is what we call that in the intelligence community.
But I thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling.
Yes.
All right, so Voynich says Y2K was only a problem for two-digit counters connected to multiple-digit computers. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was about like the last two, like since to save space in these computers, which makes like no sense. Instead of letting it 1999 changing over to 2000, they were all going to change back over to 0 or like 1. That was our guess. That's what they were feeding us. That's the narrative that they were feeding us. So everything was supposed to shut down over a few computers. It was ridiculous. And then I thought it was also interesting. Bill Cooper was like, yeah, sometimes you got to shut down. Back then, it was better just to leave your computer running if it was like a desktop. Because once you started shutting it down and booting it back up, that's when they started messing up. So it's always just better to leave it hooked up. Yeah, all fear tactics we see over and over. And now, yes, West Texas. Exactly. Like, we got the boomers, right? And they were traumatized by the Vietnam War. Going, not going. It was traumatizing, okay? So now, the same boomers are about to make that big jump into heaven. And they hadn't gotten right with Jesus yet. And so they're just clinging on to anything. Wear a mask. Stay away from me. I'll die alone in the nursing home. Like, it's ridiculous. They have been traumatized their whole life. I go through these stages where I get mad, I forgive, or I get mad, I forgive. But at all points in time, it's not their fault. And I would think I'm crazy too.
520-333-4578.
But for finish it up, I've been asymptomatic to them for like 4 months. Asymptomatic. And then they say it doesn't even matter. It has affected. I'm ready to sue. I'm ready to sue because I've had old people come at me telling me I'm asymptomatic. And I love old people. I'm a waitress. I have to have old people. They don't need to be cooking. They need to be in those restaurants because these old people, they will burn down a kitchen. Anyway. Right. Mortgage got it. 1999 was registered as 99. So it was switched to 00 in 2000. Yeah, golly, you got a good brain. Yeah, I don't have that good of a memory, but yeah, he's right. That's exactly how they explained it to us. Y2K. Asymptomatic. BS. I'm never okay, again, new rule, everybody. No researching 2 hours before bed. This is how I stay up all night. And
amazing. I'm amazed. I am amazed, folks. 520-333-4578. I don't know why he's doing this. I don't know if he's just a dupe or if he really is a change agent. But I'll tell you this. Everything that happened on December the 31st was set up by the government, and everything between these radio stations and what the government was doing was coordinated. Good evening. You're on the air.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Mr. Cooper. This is Virginia in Texas.
Hi.
Just want to let you know I can't hear part of the program tonight. The VOA is blocking it on both sides.
Well, order the tape.
Pardon me?
Order the tape. Sounds like they don't want you to know.
Yeah, well, I know already. I mean, the only thing I've got to say about that bunch is they keep claiming they're Christians, which they don't demonstrate any evidence of. You know? I mean, I hear them all day long.
That's true. Especially Jackie Petru. She claims to be a Christian.
I know about her,
and
too.
preaches New Age nonsense.
Pardon me?
And preaches New Age nonsense all day.
Well, none of them fool me. I've been following this bunch for a long time, and none of them fool me whatsoever.
Good for you.
I know what they are, and I didn't hear most of the programming on Saturday because I had to go someplace. But
No, this is Friday we're talking about.
Friday night, yeah, New Year's Eve, yeah, yeah, I had to go someplace. But I've heard them before, and yes, there is an accelerated level of, instant panic type mode.
Yeah.
And it seemed to me, as it sometimes normally does on the frequencies during the daytime, that it's hype. But unless you're an old time listener, you wouldn't know that.
Or unless you know how to use your brain.
Yes. And I find that there's a lot of new people coming on, and they haven't got a clue about these people.
That's right.
But
They sure don't.
I just thought I'd give you a quick call and let you know that you're blocked on both sides tonight by the VOA, and we can hardly hear you at all. So.
Well, I'm going to have to talk to Alan.
I wonder what she means they're blocked on both sides by the VOA. That's interesting. Let's just put that back there for, in case we need it later. Why did you burn the midnight oil last night? Because I'm all messed up. I shouldn't have drank coffee. I shouldn't have started watching YouTube. I watched YouTube all night. And then I was like, let's get the PC out. And yeah. You're like, I've had enough. Back.
On Wiener about that. Because
Yeah,
I'm paying for airtime, and if he can't give me a frequency that people that can hear,
Right. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. And I have that full thing on the channel, Revisiting Alex Jones. It's on my channel. Yeah. And I guess it's Friday. I'll be back at 7. So I'll see y'all then. So talk to you later.